Okay, we are live. It's been quite a while. I don't know, a month
Quite a
or
while.
so? This
At least a
is
month, yeah.
YMB Live. We slowed down with our regular schedule and we decided to just kind of keep it a little spontaneous. Just whenever there's a good story, whenever we have time, we'll jump on the air and have some fun. So this is our first time trying that spontaneous system, and we'll see how it goes. We just decided, well, I guess we decided last night that we wanted to do this, but just about an hour ago, I started actually putting it together and sent out the email and got some tweets out. So hopefully some people are finding this and will send us some tweets or tune in, leave some comments, whatever. But even if you don't see it now, it'll, as always, go out through our podcast feed. And
We have all you people covered.
yeah, we got you,
If
whether
you don't
you're
have
here or
fun with
not.
us,
Absolutely. I am Daniel Brown, and I'm here with.
Tim Baker.
And John Stuart, second as usual. Third, I guess.
We are missing
Oh, this lost his
the normally we've got the Silk Toad here with us, but he couldn't make it today. I don't know. Maybe I think some Frenchmen were trying to get his legs or something. I don't know. My lighting is a little.
Was that a racist joke?
No, they just.
That was a
French.
racist joke.
What are you talking about? The French eat frog legs. That's all it was. It was
That's
a
all they
terrible
do?
joke. It was a terrible
That
joke.
was
So
racist. Man, you really got to check what you do whenever it's live
Alright,
like this.
fine,
It gets kind of
fine,
dangerous.
whatever. My lighting's not perfect, but whatever. So it
You look
goes.
like a ghost.
Yeah, it's true. I got my giant TV right in front of me, just splashing light, heavenly light across my face. So, all right, Tim, what is on the docket for today?
Well, the docket right now is for me to get that text out so I don't get interrupted. But docket today, the reason why I frantically called Daniel yesterday, or not called him, frantically texted, I guess, saying what he was doing, was about the new story that's coming out with. Great, I already lost the thing. I deleted it when we started. Okay. This is from Vice. Yeah, I know. At least I didn't make any racist jokes yet. It's from motherboard.vice.com, and this is the only article I've really read on it. They seem to be doing a lot of stuff about him. I saw it linked yesterday by Andrew Lee, I think, from Purse.
Oh, okay.
So that's how I saw it, is whenever he tweeted it and said this is getting really crazy. But this guy, it's not Ulbricht again, it's the Silk Road Architect, which we're not entirely sure what that means. It sounds like we'll talk
I think
about
it must
later.
just be just kind of technical development programming and stuff like that. Like, Ross might have had the idea and he might have designed some of it, but
It sounds more like Variety Jones was more on part of the designing it, or in that Ulbricht kind of ran with it more and implemented it more, but I think Variety Jones is more part of like actually constructing the thing. Or is that what you were saying and I just interrupted you?
I think that's pretty much what I was saying.
Okay. Anyway, the pseudonym, the guy's name isn't Variety Jones, I don't think, actually, but he's been posting online and as part of them, as Variety Jones, he's been posting online again after he's been quiet for a while. He hasn't really talked for a few years. As Variety Jones, he claims to have been the mentor of Ross Ulbricht, according to Motherboard, and he made a lot of the financial and security decisions for the site and tried to expand the Silk Road brand. I guess they were looking at doing stuff like encrypted email service.
So before we get too much farther into the actual story, can we just take a minute to talk about Vice itself?
Yeah, how much you love them?
Well, I don't know. Depends how you define love. I mean, I haven't read everything they've ever written, so I don't know if I would agree with everything they say. But I do just love their style. It's just everything they do is just kind of out there, and it's original, and it's shocking, and it's the kind of stuff that gets your attention and you want to read, but it's not like the newspaper kind of shocking, where it's like, oh, this person lost the election. No way.
I
It's
thought
like
you were going
actual.
for. I thought you were going for like the World Reporter, where it's like they found the alien Ten Commandments and they worship Oprah.
Well, yeah,
I really
but
hoped
it's
you were
not
going
that
for
either.
that.
It's not that either. They come. It's just really good content. Like it's interest. It's like clickbait where it's not bait. It's like they get your attention and it actually is interesting.
So
And
it's just an actually good article, and they consistently put
yeah,
out actually good articles. See, this is what
yeah.
people do. BuzzFeed, they build like an actual reputation of making something good instead of just making it a list of 31 things. But
Yeah,
whatever.
so I don't know. Do we know anything about the? Does Vice have like any kind of political affiliate? Not affiliation, but do they have?
They're generally more left leaning, but that's just because I think a lot of people are. I mean, Sean
Right.
Smith or whoever the guy is at the top, he's more left leaning, but in less of an intrusive way, like left leaning, but they're not going to talk about it a lot. It seems like they're pretty balanced in most of the stuff they write.
Right. I
But
think I would
there's
agree
definitely
with that.
people who would say they lean left, or I'm sure some people would say they're hardcore hippie lefty, but it's up to debate
Yeah.
how left they really are.
Yeah, well, they seem like they have enough different kind of stuff on there that they probably have all different people working for them.
Yeah.
That's true too. Yeah, this is motherboard.vice, so it's their tech section, and yeah, sure, that's a whole different crowd. So, all right. So anyway, I sort of interrupted you, Tim. What's going on right now with Variety Jones?
Well, Variety Jones is he was quiet. I mean, no, I started to read something wrong. I lose you guys?
No,
No, okay,
you're just
sorry.
being really slow.
Yeah, no, I know that everything went quiet. Anyway, Variety Jones, he's been posting on a cannabis enthusiast forum with his moniker plural of mongoose, and he's posting long autobiographical and all around entertaining writings.
Autobiographical.
What did I say?
I don't even
Autobiographical.
know.
What did I say?
Autobiographical or something.
Autobiographical and all around entertaining writings. And people aren't sure where he physically is located right now, but he's hinting that he's going to be leaving to go someplace else, and that he might be turning himself in. And according to one of the quotes they have in the article, he says that, "So I've got this trip planned to the Big Apple, golly gee and shucks, I'm sure am looking forward to seeing the big city and stuff. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to be staying when I get there, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be in one of them state-of-the-art facilities, if you know what I mean."
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, so it seems like he's gotten back onto this forum, and he's talking with some old people he knew before he's maybe making this trip. I mean, that's if someone else hasn't hacked it. He doesn't know exactly what he's going into, but his whole thing
Right.
is that he's saying that there's a rogue, this time FBI agent. Last time with Ulbrich, it was
Oh shoot!
were they
Yeah,
two
I might
DEA
have put.
agents?
No, you're right. It is FBI now, and I think it
No, I
was
know it's FBI
DEA.
now. Okay.
I think it was DEA last time. So I might have, if anybody read the email, or I might have tweeted another FBI agent or something.
It's just
Yeah,
a
I guess that
three-letter.
wasn't exactly right.
It's a three-letter organization. It doesn't. It's whatever. But
They're all the same.
well, yeah, apparently. But this guy has apparently been making quite a bit of money extorting people on the dark web with doxing threats and stuff like that, and using his power to do things that he could use to arrest people, and he's given those certain powers over things. I don't know what that meant. But he's using his authority and his position to, instead of bringing someone in, to extort money from them so that he doesn't bring them in. And Variety Jones is possibly going to be turning himself in, and the biggest reason that people would say why that is, and what he seems to be hinting towards, is that this rogue FBI agent has been after him for a while, and he's tired of having to try and avoid him
Yeah,
or stay ahead of him, and have to pay all the extortion fees.
yeah, I think that's pretty much it. He's just worried about this agent. There's a quote somewhere in here where, oh, if I ever fucked up and fell into the hands of the Fed, he had the reach and knew the people, and most importantly, had the funds to have me killed. So he's worried about this guy, absolutely, and I guess I guess he sees his only option as turning himself in. Now I don't know if that really could be much better, but yeah, and that actually brings us to our poll, which I should have mentioned a little bit earlier. But if you want to vote in the poll, we have that at ymb.tc/live. That's our short URL, is ymb.tc. Go to /live, and near the bottom, we have the poll set up there. And the question is, would you turn yourself in if a corrupt agent was after you? And the answers are yes. I want to stay as far away as I can from corrupt government agents. Or no, I wouldn't turn myself in because I want to stay as far away as I can from corrupt government agents. So it's kind of like a lose-lose situation. He's probably screwed either way. And I guess he sees that if he does turn himself in, then at least he gets the chance kind of to point out that corruption and use it to his advantage, maybe a little bit. Do you guys think that would help anything? The fact that he's at the hands of this corrupt person, will that make him any safer when he turns himself in? Or will it help his case, I guess? Like when he goes to court, is he going to be able to say, listen, this isn't really that fair because I had this guy after me, or anything like that?
Well,
That hasn't
go
really
ahead,
worked
Tim.
for Ross. That didn't really work for Ross. They weren't even really allowed to bring it up.
Yeah, but that's true, but that news also didn't really come out till closer to the end. And I think they are still planning to appeal based on the rogue agents.
But who is this going to work on? What judge is going to care that that the one rogue agent took money away from a criminal? Unless, I don't know, I don't see these, like, them being able to use like a normal kind of defense where they say, well, the investigation was flawed, because this is so new to them and different that they can pretty much getting away saying, well, we didn't know exactly because this is a new kind of investigation, or just a new thing for them to do, working with stuff on the dark net. But I wouldn't think that he's going to get better treatment. I'd just say that he should probably go to the other ones, because if he doesn't, he's just going to keep on getting extorted, pretty much. If the guy has something on him, then he's just going to keep on taking it. And, or not keep on taking, he's going to probably most likely just keep on whenever he feels like bothering him again, say, okay, give me something else or I'm going to send it out. He's kind of just stuck with that for a while, unless someone finds the FBI agent who's doing it.
Yeah, I think the difference is that he's turning himself in. I think that gives him a little bit more of a chance of getting some leniency on the rogue agent. But I was gonna say that, like Daniel said, exposing corruption, and that's maybe true. But I guess I'd agree with you, Tim, that it's probably not going to do much for a judge, especially like you said with the new thing. But I could see if he's turning himself in, it's probably going to turn out better in terms of public opinion. People aren't going to hate him as much, I guess.
That's true.
You hear about it in the news.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah, I don't think that you're going to get enough of an outcry about it though to make a difference. Like if it
Oh,
was
no,
something
I'm not
else.
talking about making a difference in this case. I just mean going forward.
Oh, okay. Like in his future,
It's
yeah.
better for people to be open to the idea than to just think that everybody who's involved in the darknet is just some crazy DPR guy who's doing whatever
Okay.
they think he does.
Doing
Right.
what darknet lords do.
Yeah.
I can see that quite a bit, and I think another important thing is that he has been identified already. They Vice said they did a kind of an investigation, and they thought they knew who he was. And later on, he signs his name in a letter to the FBI, I guess, and he signs the name Mr. Clark. So they pretty much have identified him. I mean, unless it's a setup, you never know with all these
Yeah, I
things.
was looking at a different article. Sorry. Whenever I start.
They think they have him identified as Thomas Clark, and it seems pretty legit. So I guess where I was going with that is, if they have him identified, and they're gonna get him. I mean, it's just a matter of time before they catch him. Especially if I mean, when he tries to travel and everything, like you can't do much when you're wanted by the FBI. And I guess the idea is that maybe in his mind, he's thinking, if I'm gonna get caught anyway, let's just get, let's just do my best, get what I can, uh, by turning myself in. And yeah, I'll get a little bit of public opinion in my favor. It's not gonna save me from a really bad sentence, but the public opinion is worth something just in general. And yeah, maybe I won't convince a judge to find me not guilty, but I might convince him to give me a slightly lower sentence, just because the government was being a huge pain. So I don't know. I guess the idea is that if he's just thinking he's caught, then he just wants to get what he can get, and this is how he sees that he can get at least something out of this. Any thoughts?
No, I mean I agree with you. Um,
Yeah, I agree.
I'm reading another article from today that says Motherboard personally tracked him to the Thai island of Koh Chang.
Yeah, that's something. That's another one of their big articles. This wasn't as recent, but that's what they linked to. They did an extensive investigation into his identity, and as they say, based on the work of a previous independent researcher called La Moustache. And
I love that comes up in like official briefings about drug lords. Is these
I know,
names.
this is the best thing about all these new internet cases. That, like, I don't know, it's like courts are just getting trolled or something, but it's not
The
intentional.
moustache.
yeah, Your Honor, La Moustache, La Moustache's evidence is irrelevant here. Yeah, so I'll pull up that extensive investigation and see what it says, if it says anything good. Or at least the date. Okay, so it's not that old. It's from September 10th. And this is the 28th now, in case anyone's listening and not live. And I won't read the whole thing, but I'll see if I can find any highlights. Oh man, they have more monikers here. Smedley. They talk about the development of the Silk Road. Apparently, this is just information about how they work together and what kind of development they did. There's a Mount Gox dump involved. Yeah, so apparently they pulled information from Mt. Gox and linked it to deposits. Wow, so that's interesting. Apparently, some of this information came because I guess they were using Mt. Gox. Here's another moniker, CHGR. Sugar? Anyway. Yeah, it's just a bunch of information about their investigation and how they tracked him down. And I would assume they're right. I don't know. Would you have any doubts about their information? I mean, it is tough because with all this anonymous stuff, it becomes easier to frame someone else. Because, I mean, it's just a moniker like we've been joking about. They can say, oh, Smed did it. Or you can sign up for a new site with the username Smed and pretend to be Smed. I mean, it's in a sense, it's a lot easier to impersonate people or frame people or set people up when the information is so scarce, when you don't really have much to go on when you're trying to identify someone. It's easier to set them up, I think. But I don't know. But that, to me, I think that's relatively minor. I think they've found enough information and clarified it enough by now. But I don't know. Do you guys have any doubts that they've identified him?
Well,
I don't really have any doubts, but then I'm also not sure that they've identified him. I kind of just don't really worry about that whenever we talk about these things because it could all be made up. But probably it's the right guy. I mean,
yeah. I mean,
I don't
the
see
fact
why
that
not.
he's himself in, the fact
Right.
that he's talking about turning himself in makes me think that he realizes it's probably getting close to the end. Like he's not going to be able to keep going much longer.
Yeah. That's actually his actual the act of turning himself in is worth talking about. Let me read this email that he. Well, let's see the caption here. An excerpt from an email sent to Assistant U.S. Attorney Saren Turner about Diamond, according to Variety Jones. And Diamond is supposedly this rogue agent. That was his moniker. So yeah, more monikers. But let me read the email. Under the circumstances, I'm very concerned about falling into the clutches of Diamond or subjecting myself to custody of the U.S. justice system, where considering the money involved, I would be in fear for my life. I contacted you as it is obvious that Diamond has information that is closely related to investigations that your office is involved in. It occurs to me that your office may in fact believe that you are au fait with the situation vis-a-vis Diamond. Is that the correct pronunciation? Au fait?
Yeah. Oh well, au fait. I don't know. I don't know what that
It's
word is.
A-U-F-A-I-T. It's got to be French.
A-U.
In the know.
A-U-F-A-T?
That
F-A-I-T?
sounds
A-U.
right.
Yeah. Anyway.
Au fait's got to be right.
It's au fait having a good or detailed knowledge of something.
Okay. So yeah. So what that means is Diamond, this rogue agent, was coming to Variety Jones and giving him all this information. He tipped him off about certain.
Yeah, that was the most interesting one to me, was about the evolution, about how that market, instead of it being an exit scam, according to him, that's because possibly the moderators were getting blackmailed by Diamond. I think.
Okay, that seems possible.
I'll check that and I'll read it exactly for you, but I will.
Yeah. Find that. But yeah, so Diamond was giving Variety Jones all this information, and he was tipping him off early about these investigations, about these takedowns. Variety Jones knew there was. I think we called it White Thursday, right? Didn't we come up with that name for the day when a whole bunch of black marketplaces were taken down? I think
I
that's
don't
what
know
we
if
were
we came
referring
up with
to.
it, but
No, I know
I
we
think
did. I know we have an episode called White Thursday, and I remember talking about this. The question is whether that was referring to this takedown. I think it was, though. But
I
anyway,
think so. I want to see if that got taken up.
yeah,
Maybe we
I don't
started
know.
something. Let's see if there's a
I
Wikipedia article.
I would be super surprised if it became a thing, but
Wow.
maybe it will. Anyway, Variety Jones was tipped off about this, and that's how he knows who to send this email to, because he says, this is the office that was working on those takedowns and all that information that came from Diamond. This is the office that was in charge of all that, so this is who I should send my email to and let them know that there's a corrupt agent. Now, it'd be interesting if the recipient of this email, U.S. Attorney Saren Turner, maybe that is Diamond. You never know. So it's a tough move, I guess, but he's taking a shot. So, all right, what were you going for, Tim? Didn't you have something?
yeah, it says in another article about it. I don't really have to say exactly which one. Diamond also claimed to be doing robust business in reaping bitcoins by trading in information and blackmailing dark web marketplace owners. Diamond informed Variety Jones about the imminent closure of the Evolution marketplace in mid-March, allegedly because of an extortion campaign Diamond carried out against them. So he did that. He tipped off Variety Jones about investigations into the two other law enforcement guys, probably the two DEA guys, and
Oh, right. Yeah, I
he told
forgot
him
about that one.
he told him a few times about people after him, because apparently Variety Jones has had let's see, he's had like Interpol and immigration police against him. Oh, red note. I don't know what it is, but Diamond warned him of an Interpol red notice, and that immigration police were hunting after him in Thailand, which is where he's been. I want to see what an Interpol red notice is.
Yeah, that's another reason to believe that the identification is correct, is because not only did Vice come up with this theory about him being in Thailand, but that's where someone else was searching for him too. So it seems likely that the identification is correct.
Okay, they have like a bunch of different colors for Interpol, but the red notice is to seek the location and arrest of a person wanted by judicial jurisdiction or an international tribunal with a view to his or her extradition. No. Is that how you say it? Extradition?
Yeah, extradition. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Um, so that's the highest notice they have.
Oh wow. Let me go finish up this email because there's some more interesting stuff here. He mentions that he knows that. Well, yeah. The last thing I read was, it occurs to me that your office may in fact believe that you are au fait with the situation vis-a-vis Diamond, and inasmuch as this may all be the result of a sanctioned investigative process. And so I guess what I just said about maybe Saren Turner is Diamond, well, Variety Jones is pointing that out. Variety Jones is saying, listen, your office might think that you're in cahoots with Diamond if you don't help me out here, right? So
Yeah, just get in more trouble.
yeah, exactly. So if you don't want to get in trouble, and if you don't want people to think that you are Diamond, then you need to protect me. And I think that's a decent. I mean, maybe that could help him. Now, it's not so much the turning himself in, but the fact that he has leverage, because the people that he's communicating with don't want to get in trouble either. And to a certain extent, that gives him leverage. That allows him to say, hey, you better help me, because if you don't help me, you could get in trouble because you could be the rogue agent. It's still a little shaky. It's still the government, they probably don't care that much.
Yeah, but once you make
But
it out in the open, it's a lot. They have to abide by the rule, kind of. They have to abide by at least some of the rules instead of just constantly
yeah,
getting your money taken away from you. and
Right.
like, being in fear of the ones who are legitimately trying to chase you, and dealing with the other one. So
I think that's true. Anyway, if that is the case, may I suggest that it has run off the rails quite some time ago, and that is true too. This has been going on for a long time. This Diamond running around out there scamming people, blackmailing, whatever. It's been going on for a while. I intend to uncover the identity of Diamond. I have a pretty good idea how to go about that. And if you and or your office are unable or unwilling to assist, perhaps you could pass my information on to someone who can. So apparently he thinks he can find out who Diamond is. I have a pretty good idea how to go about that. I don't know what that would be, but I mean, he's in the middle of it. He knows everything that Diamond has said.
Fostering too, though.
Well, that's true too. Actually, that was when I first read it yesterday. That's one of the first things that came to mind. Maybe he's just saying that he has the FBI figured out to convince them to help him out again. Definite possibility. Anyway, let me drop a reminder here to get to ymb.tc/live. You can, if you're not already there, you can watch us there. You can listen to just the radio if you don't want to see Tim's face. And you can click the tweet button, which will bring up this hashtag, hashtag YMBLive, @UMe, and BTC. There's a button right there. If you've never been here for a YMB live show, we take tweets the whole time, and we will, when we're live, we'll keep an eye on it. We'll read your tweets and address them on the air, and we're open to anything. If you have thoughts about this FBI agent Diamond, who is going after the Silk Road kind of employee, designer, architect, any thoughts at all? Absolutely, questions, send them over to @UMe and BTC with the hashtag YMBLive, or really anything that you want to send us. We're open to, if you got other headlines that we should talk about real quick, whatever, open tweet lines. So send us whatever you like. And then the last thing on our live page, ymb.tc/live, is the poll. So we're definitely get your voice heard there too. Vote in our poll. It's a tough question. Would you turn yourself in if you were in Variety Jones's situation? And my answers that I put in that you can say for the poll kind of show how it's a tough situation. The answers are yes, I would turn myself in because I want to stay away from corrupt government agents, or no, I wouldn't turn myself in because I want to stay away from corrupt government agents. It's a lose-lose situation in some ways, so just let us know if you have a preference, or if you think you know which one will be better for him. Let us know your thoughts, or you can fill in your own answer too, if you like. All of that is at ymb.tc/live. Anything else we need to cover on this, guys? Any thoughts about where it could be headed, or anything we missed about what has already happened?
I mean, I'd say he should probably just turn himself in, I guess. See, that's the only option that gets rid of one of the problems. Because staying out there doesn't really do that, or not staying out, but like staying anonymous doesn't really help him, because eventually, if not Dallas,
Diamond.
Yeah, sorry. If Diamond does have information on him, he can always send that out. So I think he's probably, and it already sounds like he's hinting towards that anyway. So I think pretty soon he's gonna turn himself in, and he's probably gonna get pretty fucked over in the court, just because seems like what they've done to everybody involved in this.
Yeah, I mean it's unfortunate, but I agree. Like it's the right decision, probably. but he's still going to get screwed, I think.
Yeah, I can't. There's not really any other choice. I don't think it's gonna last long if he stays out there. So yeah, it is probably
Right.
the best decision.
So drop your votes in there. I'll see if there's any results real quick. There might not be. Like we said, if you're just showing up, we decided to kind of revamp our live setting, and we're going spontaneous now. So we didn't even announce this till half an hour ago. An hour ago by now, I guess. But anyway, I guess that means then we could either wrap it up or touch on another story, if you have any. Is there anything that we need to cover, or should we call it a show? Call it a good first spontaneous experiment, and come back next time.
I guess I could plug the thing I did yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. Go for it right now.
Yeah, so
We can wait
yesterday.
a little bit. I don't want to force you to do it if you don't want to.
What?
Nothing,
I'm
go.
forcing him to do it. You have to, John. I have information about you.
I mean,
I will
I
release the
said it.
documents.
I mean, I said it before he did. So yeah, I was on a World Crypto Net show last night. If you don't know what that is, look it up. World Crypto Network. Yeah, with BTC Art Gallery. With Dustin, he was on my Bitcoin in the Arts podcast for this month, so you can go check that out too if you want another plug. But I was on with him, and we were just going through some of the pieces that he's put recently on the gallery, talking about them a little bit, our impressions, and we talked about the Mike Tyson ATM and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it was a fun time, and we're probably going to be doing some more stuff with those guys in the future. Definitely with BTC Art Gallery. I think him and I are going to keep working on stuff together when we can. So check out the video. It's on YouTube. I think it's called Transmission. That's the name of the show.
Yeah, I think it was number 49.
Yeah. So if you look up World Crypto Network, they have a YouTube channel. It's probably the most recent one. Transmission number 49, 21 Bitcoin computer, Mike Tyson ATM, BTC Art Gallery. That's the YouTube video name. So.
Yeah, it was definitely an enjoyable show, and lots of good. Yeah, they mostly talked about the 21 computer, and then they just went through the art gallery a little bit, picked out some cool ones. I loved like half-naked Antonopoulos licking the giant gold Bitcoin or something.
Yeah, was the part in the show where he showed the original picture, or was that off cam?
Yeah. That was on there. Yeah.
I don't know if I'd seen that picture before. That was pretty great.
Oh really? Oh yeah. It was.
I had to have, but I guess I just forgot.
Right. What John? Do you know what you're gonna do this Saturday? Because I guess if anyone doesn't know, his Bitcoin in the Arts is the first Saturday of every month, and this Saturday is October 3rd. So any idea what you're gonna do for that?
Well, it is coming out this Saturday, and I don't want to spoil it. That's a euphemism for saying I haven't figured it out yet.
All right. Well, that just it's a mystery box. Everybody loves mysteries. So, one more thing. I don't know about this Thursday, but I've had probably 4 or 5. It's been kind of the sudden wave of people emailing me and talking about doing interviews. So it's been a while since we've actually had a guest on the show. We've kind of just stuck to the 3 of us for probably a month or so, which is great. It's always we love having the 3 of us. But yeah, I think we might have an interview coming up soon because there's a whole bunch of people talking about it. So stay tuned for that. Probably not this Thursday, but soon. And all of that, of course, is at YouMe and BTC.com. If you're not following us yet, drop us a follow at YouMe and BTC. We focus on Twitter, but if you want to follow us on Facebook there too, you can. It's facebook.com/YouMe and BTC. And YouTube. YouTube's a good thing. Most of our YouTube is just these kind of shows like this. You get the video if there's video, which is nice. But we also put out some random stuff now and then. One of our best pieces so far has been destroying our Butterfly Labs miner with fire and guns and stuff. So follow us on YouTube, or subscribe, I guess they call it. And I guess we'll call it there, guys. Anything else? All right. Our poll is going to be left up for until our next live show. So if you're listening to this later, the recorded, the archive, whatever, head to umeandbtc.com/live and vote in the poll. It'll still be there, and we can talk about the results next time. Cool. I guess we'll call it then. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and we will see you. So I guess our